I'm at Grace Church Road. I went to Waynesboro to bring this man down to this address. And now he's trying to force his way into a house. I'm afraid to move my vehicle. They're fighting in there.
It's inside the house now?
Yeah.
You have your doors locked?
It's open. I'm in a van.
You need to make yourself safe, okay? Even if you've got to drive away from there to get away from him and close that and lock that door. Do that for me now, please.
Okay, wait a minute.
It's just me, I guess. There we go. Hey, guys.
Hey, I'll be right there.
All right, yeah. Adam's just doing something unexpected live, as you guys know. Deb, I don't know what's going on. What's going on with StreamYard lately? This has never happened. So that was here just fine a minute ago. I don't know what's going on. Anyways, hey, you guys.
Does she not have audio either?
It's not audio. It's like she's went black screen again. I don't know what's going on with honestly. I don't know what happened.
Oh, I removed her from the stream and then I re-added her and then her camera came on, but then she left.
Yeah. Thank you everyone that's coming in right now. Deb, I don't know what's going on there.
Yeah, we can't hear you.
Yeah. StreamYard's given us a bashing like the other night, eh?
The universe is trying to tell us something about Deb.
Yeah. Heidi, okay, my Siri's acting up. My Siri thinks I'm talking to Siri. Hi, Dawn. Let's see, Never Silent Peace. Sharon, Lisa. CD, it was great talking to you today. It was really funny with your daughter, by the way. Hey, Metal Mama Michelle. How are you? Hope you're feeling better. Yesterday it was Metal Mama Michelle's birthday.
Can you hear me now?
Let's see.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Okay. I won't mess with you. I won't mess with you this time.
Were you messing with me that whole time, Sonny?
Absolutely not. I know. Isn't it sad when
I will leave this live. I'm in no mood to be messed with today. I'm just telling you.
I was gonna say I'm in no mood either, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Adam will be with us in a second. So thank you guys all for coming into the live tonight. It's probably going to be a mismatch of things. Hey Ray, how are you? True Crime wife RZ, nice to see you guys. I was going about my day today. Let me talk about yesterday actually. We started off with a live. Everything was going good. Then obviously during that live, some information was coming in about Blaine. But we weren't sure if all the family knew at the time, if we should, because obviously we're not going to say anything. And so Blaine passed obviously yesterday. Okay. So Blaine passed obviously yesterday. It's been a hard day. I pretty much cried my face off. And I am the worst crier in the world. I look like shit when I cry. Right? I kept crying all night. Woke up, had a few dreams about him. There was even one dream where I woke up because he was liking one of my posts. And I was like, wait, you are here. He wasn't, obviously. So I think to myself that I'm going to, you know what, maybe I'll just do a live today talking about Blaine, and then I come home to bullshit. Absolute bullshit.
Yep.
Adam?
Yeah.
Do you want to explain it? Because if I do, It's not going to be pretty words coming out of my mouth.
You know, I mean, it doesn't fully make sense to me, but the short of it is that someone made a post kind of accusing it.
One second, sorry. Please, I do not want to talk about certain people on this live. Curly J is one of them. I have not seen the video. I am not going to watch the video. Ray Jones, please do not, and anyone else. We do not need to deal with the trash channels around here. I don't want to hear anything about it at all. Simple as that. If those people want to make trash channels, or trash YouTube videos, I am very upset, and I will not stoop to their level. We will not be talking about those people, but we will be discussing one certain thing tonight. So sorry, Adam.
No, you're absolutely fine.
I'd seen it and I was like, don't even go there.
Yeah, I will say I woke up and I was sent the video that person was referencing, and I'm not going to address it either, other than to say it was hurtful and despicable. I wish I hadn't watched it. I did everything I could so that Sunny wouldn't watch it, because I didn't want to cause her more pain, because I knew how heartbroken we all are and how especially Sunny is.
Yeah.
And to stoop to that level doesn't even deserve comment. I did leave a comment on that video, which was taken down because that's what a coward would do.
Right.
But to move on from that, this afternoon, after being in communication with different people, there was a post put on Facebook about something that just made zero sense, and it hurt my heart immediately on top of everything else. And I reached out to Sunny and I was like, what is this? And she didn't know, and we tried to get to the bottom of it. And the long story short is that someone clearly was in someone's ear spreading a malicious just lie to a family that's in mourning, that doesn't deserve anything to be taken away from that right now. And it was just despicable and disgusting, and it took hours, but we did get it resolved. We did there was an understanding. We came to an understanding as far as who we are and our integrity and our hearts are, and we don't have to prove that to anyone because it shows for itself. And when you don't have anything to prove, then you don't have to prove anything, because your actions speak for themselves. So if someone wants to think that Sunny's crying is pretend, or that that we're feigning our upset for Blaine, or that Deb said we were using Blaine, none of it's true.
Blaine would come down anyone's ass right now that ever spoke about us like that.
Yes,
Blaine would come down right now and kick anyone's ass.
Yeah.
For anyone slamming us.
Right. And so for anyone to question, this isn't, well, it's not about us, first of all. This is about an incredible man that, had deep, deep demons that he'd struggled with and that he succumbed to. And this isn't about us, but we can mourn him because he was our friend. Right. And it doesn't matter if he was our friend for a day or if he was our friend for 10 years. He was our friend. And we cared about him. And that's for no one to question, and it's for no one to even comment on, because you didn't know our friendship, you didn't know our relationship. So I will pray for you if you have that much hate in your heart that you could think that the intentions of people that are mourning and are sad for the loss of someone and the loss of children. I do want to take it just a little step further.
Adam, are you froze? Am I froze?
No, am I froze?
Yes.
No, Adam's talking. He's not frozen. Maybe it's on your end. I don't know.
No one deserves, that 12-year-old boy did not deserve to turn 12 years old and for 8 days later for his dad to die. And I don't have any patience or tolerance for the scum of the earth to come out and attack us when we are in mourning. You don't have to like us, but you don't go low like that, because it shows way more about you than it does about us.
Right.
Absolutely.
And there's nothing worse than someone who lies. Okay. And that's what's going on here, is absolute lies. I've never talked to that individual who said that I told him we were using Blaine. I've never had a conversation with them other than when I saw them in the chat and to say hi, period.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, our actions, they're all
speak louder than words. Yeah. Right. But when people make fake accounts and then they try to attach it to our name because they're so jealous and they're haters, you wouldn't know nothing about that, would you, Michael? No, you wouldn't. Of course you wouldn't. Yeah. I'm going to call you out, dude, because you are the biggest fraud, fake, manipulative piece of crap channel I have ever come across. I can take a lot of things, but I ain't going to take your crap. Huh?
Is that even a channel?
I know. You know, this is the same person that called out Flint Farmer for having something to do with Karina's murder. The same person for years. The same person is just because, remember, you guys, if you guys, anyone remembers when we didn't entertain him? Remember when he tried to take away from Never Silent, which is Peace Not Silent, our fundraiser, because it wasn't about him? So he went around
and made racial slurs in the process.
Yep.
Right? Is this the same channel that is literally faking it? That is literally pretending to be something he's not? He's the one. He's the only reason why I knew the name Flint Farmer. We gave the farmers a voice here, and we fell in love with Blaine. We fell in love with the fact Vincent Farmer came on here, and because of that, then because of the fact that we gave Vincent Farmer respect and didn't judge, Blaine asked us if he could come on our channel because of that. Right now, I am so mad because Blaine Nelson meant the world to me and this channel. We didn't know him for nothing but a couple of months, but in that time, we grew to love that guy. And you guys know that by the fact that he was on our channel multiple times.
Right. I think between the three of us, I know that Sunny probably talked to Blaine multiple times.
Yes.
I know that I talk to Blaine at least once or twice a week. And that's more than I've talked to some of my best friends that I've had for 20 years. So even if we had only known him for a few months,
I talked to him almost every day.
Blaine and I connected on a level that I don't connect with. Like I said, I think I said last night, we come from such different lives. There's nothing in the world that should have made us connected, but we instantly just got each other. And you can't ever take that away from me.
Nope.
Regardless of what kind of slurs you want to use, or, like in that video earlier today, even when you use homophobic slurs.
Right.
You're not going to hurt me.
Exactly.
And it shows your character, not mine.
For someone to create a fake account using our name and then trying to say that we tried to take down a GoFundMe is beyond bullshit and beyond lies. The only one person I know that would do something like that, well, there's a few haters out there, don't get me wrong. The only person that's evil and vicious enough to do something like that, there was Michael Phillips. Michael Phillips, Blaine knew. Blaine told me that Michael Phillips was talking to the mom. Okay. Now, I told Blaine, because he's a smart dude. But Michael was feeding him a bunch of stuff. And so that's why Blaine even entertained him. I told Blaine, the best thing for you to ever do is get that guy out of your life. That guy will leech onto you. He will tell you anything. He's manipulative. All he cares about is money and how it's impacting him. That's why he stole away the donation night from Peace Not Silence. And that's why he's trying to take away from Blaine right now. And that's bullshit, Michael. You are a low-life piece of crap. And I hope that karma hits you in the face 1,000-fold every single day for what you are doing, what you have done to Paige Turley, what you have done or trying to do to our channel, what you are trying to feed to Tot. You are nothing but a manipulative piece of shit. Right. That's exactly what you are.
Tot is a woman that lost her son 24 hours ago, and you're overwhelming this woman with lies and compounding her pain. And it shouldn't also be forgotten that Paige Turley is a recovering addict as well, someone that has turned their life around and is doing incredibly well. And Michael Phillips, for years,
falsely
tarnished
accused
this woman's name to the point where she will never be able to get back the fact that her grandmother passed away without her name being cleared, because this man had caused their family so much pain with his delusional psychosis.
Exactly.
Shame on
That's
you,
exactly what it
Phillips.
is. He has no conscience. He doesn't care who he hurts.
No.
I tried to have a reasoning conversation with that man, and he doesn't even hear what you're saying. He just keeps on with his little spiel.
Yep.
It's called psychosis.
Yes, it's honestly, it's a sad day. I'm sorry, dude. I will not entertain you. I'm sorry. I remember I have this email, you guys. I have this email distinctly from Psycho there, saying that he can hardly wait for the day that me, Deb, and Adam crawl back to him and apologize. That we're going to crawl back to Michael. It's his narrative.
I'm not sure we'd fit in that gutter.
Yeah, I've never seen someone so selfish about their own needs as this gentleman here. That's why we got him out of our lives, and you're a better person for it. Todd, you're a better person for it. He offers you nothing. He will bring nothing to the table.
She knows that, and
Michael, just like he kept trying to get me to give him money, and when I'm like, I'm not giving you money, it was for no reason. Like, they already have Karina's body. Why would I give you money? And then he got mad at me and said a bunch of stuff, and
I was gracious to him.
It's all about money.
When he made those weird remarks to me over and over again, and I repeatedly forgave him and gave him compassion, and publicly on this channel forgave him multiple times and told him I had no ill will. And I still have no ill will, because I don't think of you. And actually, until yesterday, I'd forgotten about you.
To be honest, but you know.
And I don't want to devote that time, because this isn't about them. It's about Blaine. And I just hate that family was put through even more unnecessary turmoil today. Our goal is to help them.
People
will remain that.
Stuff like this is despicable.
And the money that we got, that we did have, that you guys donated for his burial, it's already been sent over, right, Adam? Did you get a chance to do that? It's already been sent over to her, and we will not. She has her own way of collecting money,
right?
So
last
she
night,
will do that.
Just so everyone, I'm sorry, Deb.
That's okay. I'm done.
Last night, in PayPal donations, we received $100.29, and that money has already been sent.
Yeah,
to the family.
So just so you know, it comes in Canadian to mine account. Whatever little fees they tack on, anyways. I sent it back to Adam. That's what it is in the U.S. version. It was about 148 Canadian, which comes out to that less the $2.99 fee or whatever it is that they charge on top of that. Either way, we will not be accepting any money for because this is what I'm going to tell you. We care about people, and this is about Blaine.
Right.
On Thursday, I believe, Andrew, they'll be sending us a link to the funeral home where you can make donations directly to the funeral home in honor of Blaine, for anyone that can offer some help.
And we will share that, and we will share that link with everyone that wants it.
Correct.
So, and there is a Venmo out there for, and I'll put that on our Facebook page as well. But the funeral home will go directly on Thursday when the obituary comes out and the body is returned, and the toxicology is apparently, isn't that what he said? The toxicology will be.
Sonny, you're frozen.
Am I?
Yes.
So, but this isn't about, like I said, us, about these lowlifes. It's about Blaine. It's about his gigantic heart.
Right.
It's about that family. It's about it's about the love of his life, who still has a week and a half left in her treatment facility. And she was just actually informed today.
Am I still frozen?
No, you're good.
No, you're good now, hon.
I was just saying that Ashley was just now informed today about Blaine.
sad.
So, you know, there are an entire family worth of people suffering, and we just want to help.
This channel will always be about loving and caring. And
we love Blaine, and we're going to mourn him no matter what. But the only thing we can do that's proactive is to help them.
Right.
So that's what we'll do.
Absolutely.
And we don't have time for trash.
Yeah,
Right.
and this trash. So you guys, I'm asking you. I'm going to ask you this again. The trash needs to stay where the trash belongs. If you are subscribed to True Crime, was it Evil? True, whatever his name is.
Hunting Evil.
Hunting Evil.
Hunting
Can't
Evil.
even spell evil.
Please do me a favor. Unsubscribe. Please
report him. And
because,
same with Curly JQ.
Here,
it's trash. And if you're subscribed to him, I don't care to ever have you comment towards me.
Right.
Anything.
Don't
stop lying.
Let me put it this way. This is what hurts the most, okay? Is that when you spend, and I know Deb and Adam are the same way, when you spend your life always helping people, and then these pieces of shit that have to keep coming out of the woodwork, that are just there, like little dogs, little gnats that just, chomp at your leg all the time, because they can't handle that people that seem to have true hearts and care about other people. Why is it that this world is so nasty that these people that just want to hurt other channels, hurt other people?
Because when you're miserable in your life, Sonny,
right,
you want other people to be just as miserable so that you don't feel as bad about yourself.
Right. That's exactly right.
And when someone's doing something that's showing compassion and showing genuine love,
yeah.
We make ourselves easy target because we put ourselves out there and we show our vulnerability and we show that we care. And and that's fair. We'll take it because that's how.
Yeah.
I mean that's who we are.
I was gonna say, don't get us wrong. I got like a freaking super shield on me. I'm so tired of being hurt by people. I'm so tired of the lies and that. Our channel's growing while they're like at the bottom feeders, and they can stay there because those type of channels that want to trash other people for doing good things, they can stay at the bottom because that's exactly where they belong with themselves. Yeah. But there's no way, like Deb said, that we're going to stay here and listen to a lie. Blaine deserves more respect than Michael Phillips or anyone else trying to take away from his death.
Yep.
I don't give a shit if I've known him for 10 days or 2 months or 5 years. He meant a lot to me, and hell will have to come over first before someone like Michael Phillips sits there and tries to put his little prawns in everywhere. If you know Michael Phillips, get him off your list. Block him. Do not let him into your life. I'm telling you right now, he's the most useless person that promises this. You, Michael Phillips, were blaming Flint Farmer. We gave the farmers a voice and didn't judge. We took slack for it. Where were you? You were there the whole time accusing him. The whole time. You are a fraud, a fake, and a liar. And these good people, honestly, Michael, they see right through your shit and anyone else, like the curly cues of the world. All you want to sit there and you laugh in your face, but you guys, you know what? You guys are the pawn scum. Those people are the pawn scum. You're not going to take away from us, okay? We're going to continue to do what we do best, which is care and have respect. Now, again, I am angry today because all I wanted to do was talk about Blaine on a live, to say how I was feeling. I very much miss him. It's so sad that I had to come home to this type of bullshit, sit there and defend ourselves, sit there and say, hey, look, this post isn't true. We never tried to take down anyone's GoFundMe at all. How would you even do that? I don't know. I would have to know about GoFundMe's too much, to be honest. Why would we do that? Is this channel known for doing that? Or is somebody manipulative and creating a fake account to pretend like it's at criming shame?
And for anyone that knows how a GoFundMe works, unless you're the one receiving the money, you have nothing to do with it. So anyone that says we're in for a money grab, and I don't want to keep going on about it because it's giving them things, but like the whole CJK thing as well.
Oh, him.
You know what? Your character.
Go change your diaper, dude. Seriously. Go change your diaper. because that's exactly what big babies do.
But if you want to continue using homophobic slurs against me, like you multiple times have, and making lies about people, and just showing a despicable sense of morality, I don't need help with my rent, but I do have lawyers in my family, and I'm not afraid to come for you.
I'm not afraid.
And when I say that, it's not an idle threat.
Yeah.
I have people in Indiana. I have connections in Indiana, and I know people, and I do have the money in my family that could make your life a living hell if you come after me with unfounded hate speech. And I don't use those words lightly, but it is hate speech. When in one day you gay slurs and you use the word retarded.
Exactly.
So check yourself, boo, because you won't be around long on the YouTube if you really, really test me. And I think there are other creators that know I'm capable of taking them down.
That's right.
If you violate YouTube's terms and policies, I will make sure that I use every aspect of the law I can to take you down. And when you're right, you don't fail.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Exactly. There's a few channels I know that. When you got nothing to hide, what do you got to lose? You got nothing. That's the joke of it.
I've always said when you walk in the light, you have nothing to fear.
Yeah. No. I always figured
I'll pray for you though.
Yeah.
Because I do hope that no one lives that miserable of a life. That I hope you realize one day what you've done wrong and how miserable you are, and that you apologize. You owe us an apology.
That's right. Amy L says we have Adam. If he comes after you, you'll regret it because you have an army behind you.
Well, I mean, you can go on it. You can go on that page today, and you can find multiple things to report that violate terms and policies. And it's not about me.
And lies.
How could somebody take away from Blaine? Do you know? Like, he passed away yesterday, and people are trying to make attacks on us when we've never done anything besides to help.
Right.
And
someone went as far to say that we were responsible for his death.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then the creator of that liked it and said they couldn't have agreed more.
Of course. So again, I know the people of this chat are smart. Go ahead, Debbie.
I'm sorry, Deb.
The creator, I don't even want to say his name because he's not even worthy of saying his name, but said that we reached out to Blaine and started conversation. That's not how it happened at all. Yeah. Blaine reached out to us and he asked us to come on here, and we had to have a long discussion about it. He asked us, we did him a favor, letting him come on to talk about his family and to talk to, he ended up talking to Jerry McClurkin, and the two of them made peace. It was a beautiful moment. Okay. Absolutely. We didn't go after him. We didn't even know who he was. He came and asked us.
I got the email exactly from Blaine, and I love you, buddy. Rest in peace, dude. And I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry that people want to change this and make it about themselves.
Yeah, you're frozen again, I think.
Am I frozen?
No, you're fine. You're fine on my end. But, it's not about them. It's
frozen on my end.
It's just so pathetic.
And we
we will honor Blaine regardless, because Blaine meant a lot to me, and he meant a lot to the channel. I loved Blaine. I have a spot for Blaine.
Me too. I didn't sleep last night. I laid in bed. When I went to bed last night, I laid there and I tossed and I turned and I saw his face in every direction I looked.
Same.
And half the time I smiled and laughed, and then the other time I was angry and I was mad at him, and then I was heartbroken and I cried, and I just laid there without the TV on, and
I tell you,
and it's not because of me, it's because he had that kind of an impact on people.
Yeah. When I closed my eyes last night, I immediately had a vision of him all in white, and he had the biggest smile on his face, and he looked in such peace. And it really helped my heart.
You know, the thing is that Debbie is in peace up there.
Yeah.
No more demons to battle in a sense, and whatever he's. It's sad. I still can't believe. I'm still in shock. I'm very sad because all I want to do is message him and be like, dude, what the fuck?
Yeah. JW, you're right. It shouldn't be about
cares.
drama. It's about two murdered girls, isn't it? You know, and sadly, you know, throughout this investigation and this channel, we've also taken a very keen interest in helping people that suffer from addiction, which is one thing that Blaine's helped us with, because he opened up and gave his story about addiction, which we've now had 4 or 5 other people talk about their stories with addiction. And that's something very close to my heart, about helping people with addiction. And so, yeah, even though that part of it is not about the girls, it's because of the girls that topics have come up. But this drama that comes about with it is what should not even be it's just,
you know, yeah. The biggest root of all evil is Michael Phillips. That's the one person that literally is the root of the evil here.
Don't you think it's ignorance, and that can encompass?
I've never seen a person so selfish about their own needs over other people's. We've seen it. We gave him a voice, tried to think differently. Michael Phillips, you come at me, boy, because you know what? I'm going to put you back in the sandbox where you belong, because that's exactly where you belong. You know, absolutely trash. That's all I'm going to say.
I'm going to go out and come in, because to me, Sunny is frozen.
Okay.
She's totally frozen, so I don't know what's wrong on my end. I'll be back.
So we're going to
really quickly.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry, Sunny.
No, go ahead. What were you going to say?
I just wanted to say really quickly to a couple. Jill Mosier, I'm sorry that you got attacked for defending the channel today. You didn't deserve that. Same with the Ashley.
It's by those low life channels, yeah.
I know, but I'm just saying you didn't deserve. Thank you for your support, but you didn't deserve to be attacked.
Where's him?
It shows their character.
I don't see where Jill's saying that. That's all.
It was way up.
Was it way up? Yeah. You know what? Thank you guys. Thank you guys for defending, in a sense, our honor. It does mean a lot, because anyone with a brain, right, can tell the difference between caring channels and the channels that are always trying to start arguments or trying to bash people all day long. It's evident. It's not rocket science here. So Sunny is frozen for me. Sunny, really?
Yeah, you keep being frozen on my end, and I keep looking. You're okay now, but I thought it was mine, so I turned my Wi-Fi off, and I'm just on my phone service now. I don't know, but
Sunny, do you have multiple things open?
I do. Let me see.
Maybe that's
Let me see if I can cut. Hold on. Let me just see if I can cut a few out.
Right. And we're not going to spend this entire time talking about them, because they don't deserve it. I do want to talk about it.
And they don't deserve it, because their only reason they're doing all this is to get attention for their channel. That is it. That is it, guys.
Good luck.
That's it.
Yeah. It's sadly it's true.
And that's sick.
Same with that other chick, whatever her name is.
Yeah, don't even mention her.
I don't even remember what Will did.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Again, not even worth a mention. I can't find it now, but Jill Mosier did post something about.
Here, let me go out, and then I'll come back in. You guys, I'm just going to go out and come back in.
Yeah.
I tried to close off about 10 different tabs, but let's see if I can do that. Okay. All right. And if you can hear me, Stuffa, Happy birthday, girl.
Oh,
Love you.
Happy birthday, Steph.
And again, everyone, don't apologize to us because it's not about us. Like, this is not about us. This is just about Blaine and his children and his family.
Right, SP74. Absolutely. It is. It's about Blaine and his family, and we've said enough about them. We need to not even bring them up ever again.
Right. And that's. Oh, there it is. Jill Moser said, I was called a dumbass for sticking up for Sonny. Dee Ashley said, I was blocked for the same Jill.
Yeah,
well. We do appreciate the support, but they don't.
We do. Thank you, guys.
Because Blaine's heart was bigger than. Blaine had more love in his heart than they do, even hate in theirs. And I'm not being facetious when I say that. I do pray that people like that can learn to become more decent human beings.
Exactly.
Am I better?
Yes.
You are. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, wait, you look like a whole different person.
Did I go first? Thank you guys for letting me get that off my chest.
We have an incredible community. They're smart, they're intelligent, they get it.
Hey, Frank.
Oh, except for Frank.
Oh, see
giving Frankie a hard time. He's
double rainbows. Trust me, you don't want to. They don't deserve the attention. They don't. They're taking away from Abby and Libby. They're taking away from Blaine tonight, in a sense. We've talked enough about it, to be honest. But the truth needs to always be told. We are always about fighting for justice, truth, and justice. And the truth needs to be told when it comes to just pure out lies and pure out taking away from Blaine.
Right.
Don't take away from Blaine. Yeah. Don't take away.
What goes around comes around. And at the end of the day, actions speak louder than words, and our integrity will speak for what it is.
Yeah.
But I did have can I ask a question really quick?
Yeah.
So a lot of the people in the chat are, have been here a long time and have seen many of their lives with Blaine. Is there anyone in the chat that wanted to come up and just tell a little story about something they loved or something that they remember about Blaine that gave them a laugh or made them had an impact on them? Because we would love to hear your stories too. Because the people we bring on the channel, it's to give them a voice, and so we would like to know how he affected you.
And Andrew told us that Blaine would not want us to be sad, that he wanted everyone to be happy and laugh. He loved
Oh my
laugh.
God. I have to play that video because Andrew requested it yesterday, and it didn't even dawn on me to play it yesterday. And so I will play that video because I know that Andrew as Blaine, it was like such a funny parody off of that live, and we had so much fun that night. I was crying all day, but every time I watch that video, honestly, and just watching Andrew and Blaine on there, I couldn't help it. I had to keep laughing because it was such a great live and such a great night.
Right.
From
Maybe
it.
while we play it, can I drop the link into the chat? And if anyone wants to come up and tell a story, even if it's 2 or 3 minutes, just give a story about Blaine, a memory, anything. We would love to hear it.
Love you, Blaine.
Is that okay with you and Deb?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm just gonna quickly find that video because it's just it's the one that Andrew asked for yesterday, because again it was a great one. It was peace, not silence. Great participant, Adam. Anyone that doesn't know the live, it was off of Blaine's live where him and Andrew were on it, and we were discussing the different things about addicts. And Blaine made this comment about that the gay group is basically got it good, in prison.
Did they run the show there?
Well, because I made a comment joking that I would need Sonny to protect me if I were ever there, because I don't think I'd last a day. And he said, "Oh no, Adam, you'd run that place," which I will now forever wear as a badge of honor.
Yeah.
It's honestly, I mean, I watched that video last night. I don't know, at least 8 times. And to be honest with you, each time I watched it, it's just like I wasn't even feeling guilty about the fact that I was laughing, because how I'm gonna remember Blaine always is those big rosy cheeks. You know, he like to be called red, but those he always reminded me of my niece in a different way, because my niece is a redhead too, but they have the same smile, you know, big rosy cheeks type of thing. And I'll always remember Blaine that way, like Andrew was saying. And so for me, it was just like when I played it again, I was just like, oh, this is going to be probably the best memory for me and Blaine, was that night that we were all having a great laugh together.
And it was impromptu and unplanned.
Yeah.
And Andrew was there. Nicole, really quickly, do you answer your question? Did Blaine write and rap that song? That's to be continued, because we did get a copyright strike on that when we played it. I didn't realize that a portion of that song had been sampled from something that had been copyrighted.
Yeah.
So we're seeing what we can do about that. But
yeah,
it was a beautiful song.
Yeah. And right. And so it came back that a portion of it, which was the hook, was actually, I think that said you hook, actually. I think it was something like that. You hook?
Lisa.
Callie, I'm on the live. Please.
Lisa, always with the funny.
Let me parody. What parody.
Lisa said Aspen, future Aspen, Adam will thank you when you're serving time. Thank you, Lisa.
Okay, 1 second here. Why am I having trouble spelling the word parody? There we go. Let's see. This is the one here. So let me just go to it. Put it on pause quickly. Okay. Oh, no. Stay there.
Yeah.
Stay there.
And Bisma, we could dispute this, but we just didn't know that it was a popular song that had been sampled. So, we don't want it. But,
And for the little bit that it took out, yeah, I mean, we can just get Deb to replace those vocals, no problem. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Okay. So, let's see here. Share. Nope, that's settings. That presence is still getting me every single time. Let's see. This one here. Okay, so this is the one here. It's called Adam Said He Wasn't Made for Incarceration, Then Blaine Said This. LOL, parody of Friends. So I'll take us off the screen for a moment, guys, and take down the comment for a sec. And so just watch it with us. Blaine, we love you. We miss you, dude. Rest in peace, and we'll see you in a moment.
Yeah, Aspen, you would need. I think you would do all right, Aspen. Your group of guys don't get messed with in prison.
Oh, I don't even know who you are, actually, Adam.
I'm serious. That your group of guys may have all the drugs, and like you guys, outside of gang members, I'm telling you, you guys are like the the ones that have thoughts. The gay guys in the joint have access to everything. They actually kept me. Every time I got into a fight, they healed me. I swear to God, like they put Vaseline on the cuts.
They keep the grease.
Oh. So, oh, that was good.
Sonny said, "Tell us more, Blaine, how good Adam has it."
Oh shit!
Let's just say he would be well fed. Sorry, Adam.
Sorry, Adam. We love you, bro. Oh shit! Oh, that was definitely worth it.
They're passed around.
They're passed around. I mean, real talk. That's
like Adam.
Oh,
Sonny said, "I have tears." I do too.
That was definitely worth it. Oh God.
Oh my gosh. Blaine just had the best smile, didn't he? The best laugh.
Camera. Is that D in the back there? Oh, you guys, honestly. It's so infectious. Both of their laughs, and especially Andrew's.
Yeah. Andrew was cracking up.
I'm seeing D in the back. Did we give her a link or something? I just want to make sure that it's not a fraud. Adam?
Hey D, can you show yourself on camera for just a minute in the back? No one will see you except us, just to make sure it's you. And then you can go back to your avatar.
D.
Yeah.
Oh, there she is. Okay.
All right, we'll put you on.
Yeah, you want your avatar back off? Or on?
I'm putting her up.
Okay, bring her up. Hey, D.
All right. Hey, D.
Oh, thank you for joining us.
I can't hear her.
No.
Just a clicking.
Yeah.
Dee, do you have your microphone on? You should see at the bottom it says mic cam.
Oh,
we lost her. Hopefully she'll come back.
Support her stuff again. Happy birthday, friend. Love you so much.
Yeah.
Deb owes you a happy birthday song.
Oh.
Yeah, it's true.
I'll do that after a while. Although Sonny did quite an amazing rendition of Happy Birthday last night.
Yeah.
I thought it was Marilyn Monroe.
Wasn't it?
Yeah.
She did a Marilyn Monroe type happy birthday.
I know. Oh, Lisa, that's the best compliment you've ever given me. I don't even see a dig in there anywhere.
Aspen, there she is. Let's see if she's at the stream. There you go, Dee. Are you better?
Yes, I can hear you guys now on my phone.
Good, we can hear you. Yeah, we can hear you too.
Oh, good. I loved Blaine. He was a kindred spirit because I'm a former addict myself. I wasn't into the same kind of drugs that he was, but I used opiates. And he was just an inspiration to me, and I know he was an inspiration to many other people too. And I just love his soul, and I loved it when he was on your guys' show. I was so happy. Anyways, that's really all I had to say. Rest in peace, Blaine, and prayers for his family and for you all too.
Thank you,
so
Dee.
much.
Thank you for sharing. We really appreciate that.
Yes, absolutely, Dee. Like I said, I love the dude. I just wanted to spend the day thinking about him, doing a live, just because he meant a lot to me and to the channel, and just love for him. Just love, to be honest.
Yeah.
Hi, Stephanie.
Hi.
Hey, Stephanie.
I just I had to come on because this is so close to home to me, but I loved the lives with Blaine, and he didn't know me from Adam. And since I've had the tragedy in my life, I've been trying to find a way to educate and to get through to other people, because I feel like this drug epidemic needs to be addressed. I mean, it really needs to be addressed. And after your live about addiction, I reached out to Blaine, and it was just a few days ago, what was a couple of days after the live about addiction. And I asked him if he would come on the live with me with a nurse friend I have who also suffers from addiction, who lost her license, her children, got that all back, is studying to be a nurse practitioner. And I asked him if he would come on with us, and he would talk about, we could talk about that and try to do some education. I have a channel, but I don't care about that. I just want to get this stuff out there and make people understand what a demon this addiction is. And he sent me a message back immediately and said, yes, I would love to. And last night, you guys, I just lost it. It hit so close to home. I was like, no, God, please, not another one. Please don't let there be another one. And I loved Blaine, and I loved the shows that you did with Blaine, and I loved his heart, and I loved the fact that he was willing to help anybody, even somebody like me that he didn't even know, but he wanted other people to get help. And I so wish that he would have reached out to you guys or anybody in the chat and said, hey, I'm having a problem, I need to talk about it. I wish he would have, but I just I had to say something. I don't go on lives hardly ever. Well, I never, but twice I have. But he was such a beautiful person with a beautiful soul. And to think of those boys, or I don't even know if he has daughters, growing up without their father and having to remember why that he's not here anymore. And I hope they can get past that, because my son's redheaded devil, I call her, has completely took the kids out of my life, and I was the only stable part they had, and they weren't even my son's kids, but I loved them. And we have to love each other. Everybody out there, anybody that's listening, We have to love each other. It doesn't matter what we look like, where we came from, what color we are, what our sexual preferences are, what we like to eat, what we like to wear, where we like to go. It doesn't matter. God put us here to reach out and love one another.
Yes.
And if the good say nothing, evil prevails.
Right.
And we cannot continue to let this evil prevail. And it needs to start in the highest places. I mean, our officials and our government are letting this go on, and they watch it every day. I don't know if any of you have ever watched any of the videos in Kensington Avenue in Philadelphia or the streets in California, and the police watch them shoot each other up on the streets, and they look like the zombie apocalypse. And it makes me sick that they just continue to let it happen. But enough about that. It's all about Blaine. It's all about Blaine. And I'm so sorry that this has happened, and I'm sorry you guys lost your friend. And I'm so sorry that you've got the backlash that you got today. And
you knew it was coming, but you know what? It's stuff like it's words like I'm hearing, like those people come and go, really. But we are truth and justice seekers, simple as that. But when Dee and yourself come on, exactly, you couldn't be more right? People should be here to care about each other, not try to hurt each other.
I still have a daughter, and she's doing really well right now. But like you said about your niece, she does well and she falls, and she does well and she falls. And that's always been this fear, am I going to get another phone call? But I called her last night. We don't get along real well. And the first thing I did was send her a message and say, I love you. No matter what, I love you. And I am here. Mm-hmm. And that's what we have to do. We can't keep turning our backs. We have to love them, no matter how much they break our hearts. And they will break your hearts. But I love what you guys do. I love what you do. I love your show, and I love your hearts. And I'm going to find a way to get this out there and educate. My friend and I are still going to do a live and talk about it. And sometime, if I ever get around to figuring out what I want to put out there. But I just love you guys, and I loved Blaine, and that's all I want to say, because I can't quit crying. I've cried for 2 days.
Can I say, I agree with what you're saying 100%. And, to anyone that's in this chat, I guarantee you that not one person in this chat doesn't know someone that is struggling from addiction. Whether you know they are or not, there's not one person and there's not one family in this country that has not been touched by addiction. And exactly. So for anyone to look at this and look at it as a situation that doesn't affect them or isn't a part of their life, you may not realize it is, but it is. Every single one of us knows someone that is struggling and suffering through something that we may have no idea about.
That's true.
And so just take one moment and just reach out to the people and make sure they know that they have support and that they're not alone, and that, people are in their corner. Can make all the difference.
Exactly.
Well, I appreciate you guys letting me come on and say what I had to say, but I did love Blaine. He just reminded me of this big, giant Celtic warrior ready to fight the battle. And he did love the Lord, and he was working for the Lord. And I have no doubt in my mind that Jesus is holding him so close right now.
Amen.
Yeah. Thank you. Beautiful, Stephanie, because it's true. And when you said Celtic warrior, yeah, that's exactly right. I think of any time besides in the last month and a little bit, when obviously things had changed with Blaine, I could ask Blaine, hey, Blaine, you want to come on to live tonight? Sure. He's like, yeah, sure. What time? You know, uh, always, anytime I just asked him, yeah, sure. Um, and then there was the point where it was like, Blaine, you didn't show up. You all kind of always keep your word. So I told him, and I'd have to look back at the message, but it was basically like, okay, dude, don't lie to me. Tell me the truth. Is there something going on with you?
I mean, we'd all,
Yep.
we'd all asked, we'd all felt that, and we all reached out, and between each other and to him, but
and they won't tell you the truth. But
Yeah.
one thing I've learned about my daughter is she's 30s, just turned 37 this last month, and I've been around her for 37 years. So when she's using, I know she's using. She can tell me all day long, no, Mom, I'm not doing anything. But I'm like, in my mind, you little liar, I know you are. What,
I
when
think
are
I
you going
froze
to
again.
stop this? You're almost
You're
40
good,
years
Sonny.
old and you have a grandchild now. A beautiful, my great granddaughter, she's the world. She's so beautiful. And I'm like,
Oh.
you need to be there because for her and for your son, because she lost her kids years ago and never was able to fight that battle to get them. And do I think she loves her kids? Absolutely. But the addiction was stronger. And these babies, they suffer for it. And I want her to be able to be a good grandma. Like my little great granddaughter's here right now. She's asleep, but she's full of piss and vinegar. She's just learning to walk. So she's pulling up on everything. And, but that's a whole other story. But I guarantee you, if something happened to her, like some of these other little children, you would be seeing my face on the national news because they wouldn't live to go to court, because I'm not going to let the taxpayers pay for their food and housing and their medical care. I'll just take them out. You don't ever hurt my baby. And so, but I got to get off here, guys, because I could ramble on this subject forever and ever and ever. But
Thank
it's
you
not
for
about
sharing.
me.
I'm so appreciative of your words.
Yeah, thank you for sharing.
I know one thing I admired so much about Blaine was that with as deep and dark of a story as he'd had.
Bye, guys.
Past. Good night.
Oh, bye, Stephanie. Thank you.
Bye.
He never once even hesitated to volunteer the most intimate personal details about his struggle.
Oh yeah.
And he did it without any fear, and most of the times he did it on his own volition. And even the last time he was here, which I don't know how many of you remember, but it was 9 days ago, I believe. So the Friday before last. And one of the last questions we talked about was, because we were talking about addiction, and I said to Blaine and Jessica, who was on the show that night, what can people that have a loved one they fear is going through addiction or going through a rough time, what can they look for? What can they do to help those people? And Blaine was the one that gave a list of 4 or 5 things of signs to look for in people that are relapsing and going through troubles. And, we sat here and we listened, and they made so much sense. We just didn't know that he was talking about himself in that moment.
Well, we knew something was off with him.
We knew something was up. Yeah.
Blaine doesn't normally get up and show his belly like he did that night. Didn't?
No,
yeah, it was. But he wasn't. It's sadly he didn't want to say the truth of what was really going on, obviously, because we checked on him. That's what friends do.
We knew something.
Yeah. It's so sad. Honestly, there's certain people that come into my life, and because Blaine was just whenever me and him talked, which was quite frequently, like I said, we had a connection because Blaine's the one that emailed me. That's why, right? Vincent Farmer, I was talking with Deb. Blaine, our interaction was through me first. And it's kind of one of those things is that, me and him bonded. Um, it was kind of like people that know us know that we were not a judging channel, that if you want to have a voice, we will give you a voice, unless you're a fraud, fake, or anything else. But if you want a voice and you have something to say, we will gladly give it to you without judging you. And Blaine and Vincent both appreciated that. And Blaine, you know that Blaine told some stories that I was like, I think we all were with that. Remember on his live where I was like, ooh, dude.
Well, if you remember, I was the one that was hesitant about having Blaine on the first time because I having had Vincent on, and then Blaine, I had looked up his record before we had him on, and I didn't want I didn't want the McClurkin family to think that we were
trying to hurt them,
and so I reached out to Jerry McClurkin, which is what started my relationship with Jerry. Because of Blaine, I wanted her blessing before, we had him on. Mm-hmm. And that's what led to that night where she came on and they had a very unexpected, heavy, emotional moment together that
best surely just an organic moment. Beautiful.
Mm-hmm. And that it touched so many people. Like it taught so many people about forgiveness and healing.
Forgiveness, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And that was all unplanned at that moment, and just I was sitting here with the phone in my hand, like, shaking. I was just like, how often does something like this happen? But hopefully it made a difference to someone. I hope that Blaine made a difference to someone. Made a difference to me.
I was gonna say, I will create like a mug, perhaps a T-shirt as well in our merch line for Blaine, in memory of Blaine. Again, we'll do the same thing with the Abby and Libby line. With any purchase of it, the 50% will go exactly towards Blaine's funeral costs, or towards the family. I think for me, I can do a few things personally. One is to create a tribute video. We can do a live where we have people come on that want to talk about him. A couple of people sent me some stuff today so that they had done a video. Another thing we can do is honor his memory like we do Abby and Libby. I'm gonna, like I said, create a mug. And I'm gonna get myself one of those mugs in honor of both Abby and Libby and in honor of Blaine. I love that dude, and I'm so freaking.
I know.
He won't be forgotten.
But damn it, if I just don't want to freaking message him. It was so heartbreaking. Because you see the thing showing active and yet nobody's answering you back. And you're just like, Blaine, please. Did I, because his name was spelt wrong in the chat at first. It was spelt like different, like without the I in it. And I was like, who's this person? Wait, what?
Oh, you mean in your dream? You mean in your dream?
No, in our chat when we kind of went off and showed a video as things were happening, it was spelled without the I. So I'm like, who's Blaine? Like, who's that? And then it dawned on me that it was Blaine. The name that we were seeing was Blaine's name. And I was just like going, like, it's kind of like you're just in shock. You're going, no. And then, you're looking over at Blaine's thing and you're like, dude, you just answer me. Like, dude, seriously, this isn't true, right? Like, I totally, even if when we heard it, I was like, okay, but he's alive still, right? Like, he OD'd, but he's okay, right? Yeah.
But he has all the case answers now that we see.
I spoke to him a lot.
You're right, yeah. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, he just... Everything about Blaine, it seemed like it would be so much more intimidating and scary, and then to be around his presence was just, you felt like he was embracing you, even though you're across the screen from him. And
yeah, he was jovial.
Yeah.
And I knew that even 700 miles away, if I were to like, Blaine, I need your back for something, he would have had it, even after 4 months of knowing each other. Any one of ours.
You know, the disappointing thing in all this is, like I said, Blaine would be so upset right now if he saw what was going on, because Blaine loved us. We loved Blaine.
And he'd want to make sure that we showed love to his babies and to Ashley, who's going to need support.
Ashley, poor thing. Poor thing.
So all we can do is not forget him.
Yeah. Just really sucks.
But if you do know someone in your life that you suspect is going through a rough time, don't give them the benefit of the doubt. Reach out to them. Make sure they're okay. If they say yes and you still feel like they're not, reach out again. Reach out again. Don't stop. You can't show too much love to someone.
Exactly.
That's so true, Adam. 100% agree with you. That's like, support is the biggest thing that an addict needs in their recovery. And recovery is fucking lonely, guys. You spend years with your friends who you used with, and then you have to, when you're in recovery, they're a trigger. You have to stay away from them. It's heartbreaking. It's the loneliest time for a person. And even after 16 years, I struggle with the loneliness every day.
I'm sorry.
Don't be sorry. It's just what I have to do.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I cannot associate with addiction like that. I can't. And I can associate with loneliness, and I can associate with that, but I can't associate with the fact of, because that's got to be one of your lowest points when you're trying to fight out of it. And yet it's, like I said, unless you have a really strong support system around you, even if you do still, it's a hard fight,
Right.
True.
Sometimes the support system isn't enough to combat your feeling of not being worthy in your own head to be happy.
So true.
It's just so sad because we have Gabriel.
We talked about this tonight, Sonny.
What?
What you were going to say.
Oh, no. Yeah, I talked about what we talked about tonight. We have Brianne Gabriel lost her life September 16th. Talking to Paige Turley. She just had lost a friend again.
October 8th.
October 8th. And we lose Blaine. And, so yeah, is it like bad batches of drugs going around? What's going on? Why are so many people dying all of a sudden?
All within the same area, in a 3-week period.
Right.
Like, regardless, it's sad. These people mattered. They mattered. There's about 3 or 4 people that said to me too yesterday, and I wish I would have done the same. Like Andrew said, it's the same thing. Like, Blaine asked me to come somewhere and I didn't do it, and now I regret it. I keep thinking, like, well, what if I would have just messaged him like 10 minutes prior to this? Maybe it would have altered the course of what was going to happen. Maybe, someone said I was going to message, and it's just like, I can't play those games, but I wish, like, I don't feel upset for the fact that me and Blaine communicated all the time. So it's not like I have to think, oh, I should have, we did. We checked in on him. I made sure. I literally just asked him, when's Ashley coming out? You said about 2 weeks ago, or 2 weeks ago. You said a week ago. This is about a week ago now. How are you doing, my friend? Da-da-da-da-da. And, but it makes me just go, I wish I would have messaged him. Like, I was going to message him that same yesterday. And, he just gets to doing things, and it's just like, okay, I'll do it later, because you don't know. He didn't know. And obviously it was going to be his last day.
Yeah.
And
he sent me a picture of his son's birthday, and I asked him how his son's birthday went. And, he told me it was incredible, that he was glad to be there for one of them, and that he planned it, and he took an active role in that because, Ashley wasn't there right then. So, and he was proud of that, and he was proud of his little boy. And
yeah, somebody said in the chat, and it's true, when he would talk about his children, his face would light up.
Yep. It did. It did.
All we can do now is make sure it wasn't in vain and carry on.
Yeah.
His smile and his laughter and to not be afraid to talk about rough things when they need to be talked about and to confront them head on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So Rain Sorrow says in the chat that there are drugs that are being laced with fentanyl in the Kokomo area.
Yeah, that's
crack and heroin, etc.
Yeah, it won't be confirmed with his case until the toxicology comes back, but that's definitely the rumor that's going around that area, is that there's a really bad batch of heroin going around with fentanyl laced with it in a dangerous amount, which it's still their choice to take it. So I mean, I'm not putting that blame on anyone else, but
is this the picture that Blaine sent to you when?
Yeah. So not too long ago, Blaine was in the hospital, and I thought it was because of COVID, liver. But it was from his liver. Correct. He was having some issues, he said. So he sent me this picture, and it reminded me of my husband, because when you put on a mask and somebody has the grizzly beard, and then it makes it look like that their beard is like, like the mask is so small to their face. Remember Blaine, his beard, he accidentally goofed when he was chopping it or whatever. And then next thing you know, it ended up like really small compared to the big beard that he had going on there. So this was basically a picture going, here I am, He was released, I think, that next night, because like I said, his liver was acting up. And I can't remember what he said. I'd have to go back, because I remember saying to him,
was his liver enzymes level super high?
Something, right. I'd have to look back and see what it said anyways. So he shoots me this picture, and he's like, yep, this is me right now. And I'm just like, so when I seen it yesterday, when I was scrolling up, I was like, there's Big Red, when
your liver is messed up like that, it can also hinder your body's ability to filter things, and you can become very toxic. So it'd be interesting to see if that, also had anything to do with.
Sonny, I'm going to put this in our messenger, because I thought this was the funniest picture.
Sure.
It was funny because when you said he was covered in white, I just thought this was like captured his spirit in essence, like so perfectly.
Sure. Let's take. Oh, oh my goodness. He's like in linoleum or something in that one. Let me just show that one. Stop screen. Oh wait, I guess I got it.
That shows his personality, doesn't it?
Yeah, I thought that one just captured his personality perfect.
Yeah. Let's see here. There it is.
It was hard to find one that didn't have his children in it, because I didn't want to play the picture. I just thought that was hilarious.
Looks like a temple.
He's got vinyl linoleum around him, like he's, a monk.
I know.
I can hear the belly laugh he's having in this picture.
Oh, absolutely.
That was from June 21st, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be right back.
Are you okay, Deb?
Yeah, I'll be back.
Yeah. It just, every time, all I want to do is swear and be like, fuck you, dude.
Yeah.
Freaking, what'd you leave me for? You got the kids, and Ashley, that's the thing, is that Ashley. Oh my God, Ashley. It hurts so much knowing that Ashley is in rehab while this happened. It hurt so much knowing that whenever the kids would come into the room, and he did when he talked of the kids, his face all lit up. There was 3 kids total.
Remember, his son was in the background on Friday night.
Yeah, I know, right? Right. He was. It just really hurts. Just hurts.
And Ashley's gonna need our help when she comes home, because coming home from rehab is hard enough. But to come home to this, Ashley will need support, and hopefully she has that.
I honestly,
so that we can try to be there for her.
Yeah, I honestly, my heart's breaking. Imagine being in her shoes. That Blaine has passed and she's in rehab still.
It's probably the safest place for her, though. Honestly.
Right? You know what? You are probably 1,000% correct there on that, D. My heart is just breaking at the end of the day. Regardless.
Yeah.
It is absolutely devastated knowing that this has all happened to somebody. That Blaine, I don't get to talk to him no more. That his family, he's gone. And now he becomes our memory and thoughts. I was playing, I don't care what anyone says. I was playing with my good old pendulum yesterday. And I was like, Blaine, dude, you hear? What? Yeah? That thing, I'm not even kidding you, D. That thing went freaking swirling so fast. And I was like, dude, guess I'm going to have to just keep talking to you this way. Talking to you through the, different way. But it was just so funny how much it was just swinging. It was like, and I was like, dude, I was literally like, dude, you got the strongest energy. Seriously. It was, what is that noise?
It's tea.
It's fine.
It's coming from D.
Hey, D?
What?
You playing with a cup or anything?
Oh, this noise right here?
Yeah, what is that?
Are you sawing?
No, there's the grooves on the side of my phone case. And sometimes I run it's kind of an OCD thing. I count to make sure that they're all still there. I don't know. I'm just weird that way.
The kids, well, Blaine obviously lived at home with his mom, right? It's his mom. Like they lived with, Adam, correct me if I'm wrong, but they live with Todd. Am I right? That Blaine lived with.
Either his mom or his sister. I'd heard both, but
yeah, I thought we just talked about this tonight.
But I do know that they were saving up to get their own place, and they were close. I don't know. This is unrelated, but Becky Patty, of all people, had posted a thing, not to do with Blaine, of course, but she posted a message today that I thought was really kind of pertinent. I took it. It hit close to home for me today, so I thought I would just read that really quickly. And her message said, "Keep going, no matter how stuck you feel, no matter how bad things are right now, no matter how many days you've spent crying, no matter how hopeless and depressed you feel, no matter how many days you've spent wishing things were different, I promise you, you won't feel this way forever. Keep going."
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, beautiful.
I thought that was just pertinent when I read it today.
Yeah. Hey, Deb.
Yeah.
Question for you.
Mm-hmm.
You had dinner with True Crime Web Stephen Perdue and that today.
Yes, I did.
Are you going to talk about that today, or do you want to talk about it tomorrow? Or
I can if you want me to.
Yeah, you guys. Yeah, you know what? Hold on. Let's do this first of all.
Should we lighten the mood?
Yeah, let's lighten the mood a bit. Well, Blaine, we love you, dude. We're gonna move on for a moment, Blaine. Just he can watch us, eh? But anyway, so prayers for Blaine's family, and of course, we love and miss you, Blaine. And you meant a great deal to us. And yeah, so when it's time, like I said, we'll drop the link when there's one for the funeral home services there. And we will also, I'll be making a tribute video as soon as I have, as soon as we get all the answers and have everything down, then we'll be doing a live for Blaine. So, Deb, other than that,
and I have a feeling Blaine's going to come up pretty much in a lot of our lives from now on. I just don't think it's like, I don't think that'll be the last time we speak about Blaine.
Oh, absolutely
Exactly.
not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
So, Deb.
Yeah.
Who got the drunkest at dinner?
No one.
I saw the bottles of wine. Just saying.
There were 2 bottles of wine, and there were 6 people. I did not drink anything.
And why does Steve not have his shirt on in that picture?
What?
Why does Steve not have his shirt on in that one picture?
Adam, Steve had his shirt on. Stop. But the funniest thing in the evening, and the thing, the funniest thing in the evening, the thing we laughed about most was Adam sent me a message saying, "Tell Steve I'm looking after his lake while he's gone." And then he sent a picture of a lake and a boat, and he photoshopped himself sitting in the boat.
In a rowboat.
It was absolutely hysterical. Adam, you should put it in the chat so we can show people.
Like I think I said yes, and yes, I'm an attention whore. Because I wasn't at the dinner, so I wanted to be talked about, and I wanted the attention. And then, did he ever give his Wi-Fi password? Because I said,
no.
You asked him his Wi-Fi password because I got in the house, and now I'm just looking for the Wi-Fi.
I didn't see that comment to tell him until after I was out the door, but yeah, it was lovely. We went to Kokomo to Purdue RN to her house, and her house is absolutely lovely. Setting a beautiful golf course, just stunning. And she was an incredible hostess, gracious, and we had prime rib and twice baked potatoes and incredible. Oh my gosh, we had the best Caesar salad to begin with.
Purdue, hold on, Deb. Purdue, I thought we discussed mac and cheese. I totally thought that you were supposed to pull out the best food for them, and it was going to be mac and cheese. I was disappointed, Deb. Disappointed.
I'm trying to remember what peas. We had peas, and they were really good. They were those real fresh, good peas, and home canned pickles, which I love pickles. So that was like a little
I like pickles.
Extra treat. And then we had, you're going to be upset, Sonny, pumpkin pie for dessert.
Don't want to hear it.
And multiple bottles of wine were on the table.
No.
I was wondering why Steve was on the table.
Am I incorrect? Were there not multiple bottles of wine on that table?
Adam, there were 2 bottles of wine on the table, and then there were decorative bottles of wine.
2 on this side.
That's probably what you're saying. Yeah. And so we had, like I said, a really good, that prime rib was amazing. She has the coolest dog, an all-white standard poodle, who was totally, animals just go right to my husband. They just love him. And hung around Ty the whole night, and he loved that because he loves dogs. And
you looked gorgeous.
You
looked gorgeous. Everyone did,
but you
looked gorgeous.
You're so sweet.
Let me look at those pictures. Deb, you look gorgeous.
He's so sweet. Yeah, it doesn't happen very often, but anyway. And we had a really, really good conversation about the case, about things in our background that, how we got interested in. Ty, they asked Ty, my husband, several questions about, what the difference in sociopath and psychopath is. And so we had really good conversation about that. And Purdue is very, very perceptive person. She can, because she's a nurse, she has to be able to look at someone and know what's going on, right? So yeah, it was great. And Steve at Purdue and her husband Dan, I keep saying Purdue because I don't know if she wants her real name said, but they were wonderful people, and it was so great to meet Steve and Andrea finally.
He's
and they are both. Huh?
He's taller than I thought.
Steve is tall. I didn't think Steve would be tall. Steve is very tall, and Andrea's tall. Both beautiful people. And oh my gosh, yeah. Andrea and Steve gave me this big basket full of all kinds of things that represent Georgia. Like there was a preserves in there, real honey, coffee, a pecan roll, divinity with pecans in it because pecans are big in Georgia. 2 really cool coffee mugs. Like I was like, yes, it's like Christmas. And then Purdue gave me, I sent gifts to them, brought gifts to them too. And then Purdue brought back this amazing spice from Italy that you put in marinara sauce with a really cool engraved wooden spoon. It was really a neat gift. So yeah, it was a great evening. I loved every second of it. And Steve, you guys keep your ears and eyes peeled to his channel because he is going to have one amazing video coming out very soon.
So things to expect when I meet Steve. Gift basket containing what?
Yeah.
I think that was
It was really fun.
That was all Mrs. Steve's doing.
It was a fun evening, and they are such down to earth, all 4 couples. All 2 couples, 4 people. Down to earth, kind. I felt totally comfortable around them. Felt like I'd known them forever. Yeah. Very fun.
Interesting.
And we said it would have been so cool if Sonny and Adam could have been here.
Oh, too bad we weren't there. Too bad.
If it weren't for the restraining order.
Well, as soon as they come get me, Deb, and fly me over there, once I have, properly am charged and over there, of course. Then I will definitely have dinner.
Right. Sonny, think of all the Canadian YouTubers you could have dinner with.
Yeah.
True. True. Absolutely. But yeah, no, that would have been. I would have liked to have been the fly on the wall, actually.
No, we would have liked you to have been right there. You would have been right in on that conversation.
No. Yeah, I know. I think that you. Oh.
I tried to get her to FaceTime the whole thing, but she wouldn't because I was like, "Well, I could be there. You just held your phone up on the table."
I didn't even think about that. That you could have participated in the whole thing. I didn't think about it like that.
I'm joking.
I thought you just wanted us to FaceTime you and say hi, and I'm like, no.
I was joking. I'm just making myself. I just don't like to be left out, and I'm an attention.
No, we totally could have done that. I didn't even think about it.
I had the house bugged.
You had the house bugged.
Yeah, she was gone in Italy for plenty of time. I was able to get in there and get the house.
Oh yeah, yeah.
She looked like a gorgeous host, though.
Oh my gosh, her dining table was set up beautifully. It was gorgeous. It had the most amazing low-hanging chandelier, which you just felt like you got all the sparkle from it. It was really neat.
Nice.
Did you see that? Sonny Adams sent that picture in the chat.
And I don't think Indiana's ready for Sonny and I to come visit.
No.
I'm afraid the TSA when we get to the Indianapolis airport would be like,
Possible.
What are your reasons for being here?
Possible.
Oh my God, that's funny.
Yeah.
I just wanted him to know that someone was watching the lake and making sure everything was good.
Yeah.
That's so good.
Yeah, we all laughed about that and how creative it was.
Oh, where'd D go? D dropped out.
No, there he is.
No, D.
Oh, D.
Yeah.
Oh, we lost D.
It's true, Steffa. It is quite obvious everyone loves Deb, but not Sonny and I so much.
I love chicken balls.
Mel has had lunch with her. Daisy. These are the ones we know.
That was wonderful too. I love both of them. Oh, and I'm going to have lunch on the 24th with Sloopy.
Oh.
You're
Yeah.
not allowed.
Huh?
I put my foot down there. You're not allowed.
Whatever. You're not the boss of me. Oh, and Dee's phone died.
Oh, poor thing. Yeah. Here, my body cavity searches.
Lisa said I had lunch with Sunny. It was leftover chicken balls.
I know. And Carol, once anyone does a body cavity search on me, they ain't coming back out alive. I'll tell you that much. Probably get lost.
And although I don't have him in here right now because I changed clothes, and when I pulled the shirt off to change clothes when I left, it pulled my bracelets off. I did get my Abby and Libby and my Flora Girl bracelets, and I was so happy. Thank you, Kristen, behind the crime door for that. Did you get yours too? Oh yeah, Sunny.
So, Deb, was that from all the wine?
What?
When you it all came off, when you pulled your clothes off, then it all came off. Was that from?
That was when I was getting ready to go, Adam.
Yeah, I went down to the mailbox, because I had to go out today. So, I was like, I'm gonna go check the mailbox, see if it's there. And actually, to be honest with you, what happened, Deb, was there was a piece of mail at the front, and I was going, same crap that I just keep looking at, and I just keep throwing it back in there. And then all of a sudden I was like, wait a second, is there a little envelope at the back side there? And sure enough, so I was going to save it. So now that you said that, because I was thinking to myself, Deb, we never did talk. We ended up never getting to your bracelets yesterday because, because obviously of what happened.
And they're so easy to wear. You don't even know you have them on. And that's what happened. Like, I forgot to take them off before I took my sweatshirt off to get dressed for this evening. And they came off with it. And I didn't realize it until I'm like going down the road and I put my hand there and I'm like, oh, my bracelets. But they are so cute. And I just felt so happy. I don't know. It was just such a sweet thing for Kristen to do, to send us those.
Kristen.
Aren't they so cute?
Yeah. So Kristen, that's Kristen from behind the crime door. So this is the For Justice, the purple one. Yeah, purple.
Yeah.
And
it has the Flora Girls names around the other side.
Oh. Yes, it does.
Yep.
Yeah, that one's very beautiful. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Huh. And then this is Abby's and Libby's. Whoops.
Yeah. And it has their names and saying on the other side.
It says forever in our hearts. So thank you very much, Kristen. Because she sent that all the way to Canada. So because I'm left-handed, they will go on my right hand. That's just the way I roll. I don't know if lefties usually put it on their right hand, but I will go on the right side of my wrist. There we go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Steph, I'll find out if there's a donation place to get them at, because I actually would like to create one for Karina McClurkin as well. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's a great idea.
I'll reach out to Kristen and see if there's a way we can get a donation thing set up so that we can send them out.
Yeah.
If not, Steph, I'll get you one. Or Deb will. Maybe Deb will have lunch with her soon.
I'd love to have lunch with her, but I think she lives in Illinois, doesn't she?
Yeah, she told me she's not much interested.
Shut up.
What? Nick,
oh yeah, well I'm a mod in her channel, so.
And whose?
Kristen's.
Oh. Nicole, basically how it was like. Huh?
What?
Oh, you can come up for a minute.
Stop acting like this is your channel. Steph has asked you a question.
Yes, Steph, get up here, girl.
Let's drop her the link.
Deb would like to sing you happy birthday anyway.
I would.
Let me just send you the link.
I got it.
You got it?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to answer Nicole. Nicole, these magnets attached to me a while back. I don't know how long it's been, Deb, a year. So it was after Mama. So it was always the Sunny Justice channel, Sunny Austin, Sunny Justice. And then Mama came on for a bit with me. And then, I don't know, it was things kind of changed there. Like she was doing other things. And then I remember Adam came on first. And Deb was always in the chat. And yeah, and then it would be like, hey, Adam, want to come on? And Adam would keep coming on, and Deb was in the chat, and we kept asking.
Deb was around first.
Was Deb around first?
She was in the chat first, and then,
no, she was in the chat first. Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then one day we got Deb on, and I knew as soon as Deb was done that live, she was coming back on again. Because, yeah. Because at first, remember how long it took her, Adam, before because she kept saying something about her, she needed some sort of cord or something. It was something I remember, and it was just like, finally, I think she came on, and then after that, it was like,
girl.
Yeah, and so then it just became a regular threesome in a good way.
After you got, I'm like, these two need some kind of help, so I better stick around.
Yeah. She was like, yeah, let me in the middle of those wildcats. Yeah.
I really think Deb was just afraid to actually leave because she didn't know if she would know how to get back in.
That's probably true.
Anyway, so it just kind of grew naturally, to be honest with you. It was just, it became a regular thing that, Adam was on or Deb or both, all of them were on. And yeah, then it just turned into, like, hey, we were always laughing, goofing around. And
when I fell in love with you both, and I admire you both because I like strong women and I learned from both of you more than anything. And I respect the way that, your dedication to like sleuthing and the way we all look into things more than anything. And I respect the way that, your dedication to like sleuthing and the way we all look into things. Steph is a ventriloquist.
Why is Steph sounding just like
sleuthing and the way we all look into things? Steph is a ventriloquist.
Why is Steph?
So, but no, I did. I admired you, both of you so much that, like, I feel like the way that we all work together, I think just the chemistry, it just clicked. We're all very different, but we're all very the same in a lot of ways.
I'm sorry, but looking at Stepha's picture, your voice was coming out. Something
I know.
Cracked me up.
Stepha, are you ready to behave? Are you ready to behave now, Stepha?
Your voice was coming out. Something
I know.
Oh, now we got an echo there.
Stepha?
Yeah, what I just said is being
what's
repeated.
happening.
Echo there.
You have another thing open, obviously.
Yeah,
I
what
don't
I just said is being
know what's
repeated. Echo
happening.
there.
You have another.
I do.
Yeah,
Yeah, it has to be heard.
Yeah, it is.
Stepha, can you close any other apps or whatever windows you have?
Yeah.
It's creating an echo.
Echo.
It looks like
I was
Stepha
waiting.
talking in Aspen's voice. Yeah. But no, I do. I think, like we just genuinely kind of fell into this rhythm of hanging out and talking and talking behind the scenes. And I think the way we all looked into things was very different, but we all complimented each other and we have the same goal.
Yeah, same goal, and yet we're different, and yet the same hearts.
And that goal is to, of course, make Sunny as much money as I'm kidding.
And you guys are doing a very darn good job of that.
Oh, you're going to get people talking there, Adam.
Yeah, I'm going to be one of those.
Because people don't have a sense of humor and they don't understand when you're being funny.
Do you ever hear Dr. Phil says, you want to be right? You want to just be a right fighter, or do you want to be happy?
Yeah.
Is that your wedding vow?
Huh?
I said that sounds like a wedding vow.
Yeah, exactly. That's usually what the discussion is. You want to be right, or do you want to be happy? I came on here for something. It was
to tell us your birthday.
What are you talking about?
I don't know. Oh, well, I am a little off because I took my Ambien already.
Oh.
Yeah, so you guys kind of see a little bit distorted. Like I feel like I can touch you.
Oh, do tell. Go
on. It's weird.
You should turn your camera on.
Oh no, you don't want to see my hair. I haven't washed it all day. No.
Oh,
we do. We want to see your hair.
Birthday no wash hair is the best.
Yeah, birthday girl doesn't get a birthday song, right? Yeah.
Are you ready, Stepha?
Oh, you gonna do it? Oh my god.
Oh, Deb's gonna do it like she does Delphi.
Yeah, that beauty Delphi. You do say,
Yes,
Casey,
Deb.
do it.
Do it like you do, Delphi, Deb. Do it. Just do it.
Happy birthday to you.
Mm-hmm.
Happy birthday to you.
Oh,
Happy birthday, dear Stefan.
Mm-hmm.
Happy birthday to you. And many more.
Yeah, this is
That
how
was
Sonny had the hand motions going.
That was awesome.
because I would have been like, "Happy birthday."
She's going
Oh.
Yeah, I went there, Stefan.
You
For
were.
you.
I appreciate that.
Yeah,
I was trying to do the strobe light. I was over here like
you were the
that was good. Yeah.
Lighting.
There was like some notes in there. All of a sudden, Deb went south and west and east, and I was like, "Oh, here I was." And then Deb's like adding a cool extra word there, chorus, and I was just like, "Oh, okay."
I know what I wanted to ask.
Oh, too bad. Have a good night. Thank you so much.
Oh, look at Carol. Carol says Ambien can make you walk down the center of the freeway for some. Walk naked down.
I have taken the dog in the winter. I got the dog. I saw that his new. I got this really cool. Because I'm at the Ambien, it's hard for me to think. You know the.
You already forgot what you were going to say though. In the first place.
I'm taking a dog. Okay, so the not the collar, the other kind that goes like around him.
The leash.
It's
the
harness.
Harness. Yes, and it's like lights up, and it says Barkley Roberts, and then it has our phone number, like in case he ever got lost, if we had a car accident and he, flew out or something. So I was being a good mom. So it came in the mail that day, and I'd taken my Ambien when I got the mail, and it was snowing a little bit, and I thought this is a great time to take Barkley on a walk, and it's snowing at midnight, and I gotta go to bed because I gotta get up in the morning. So I'm bundling up, I'm like, buddy, we're going on a walk, and he's looking at me like, hell no, we're not going on a walk. He doesn't like to walk even in the summer. Barkley is the laziest dog. Barkley's right next to me right now. All he wants to do is be on my lap or next to me at all times. That's how Barkley lives his life, and I feed him.
Is Barkley wrong?
Is he wrong?
I mean, that sounds pretty good to me.
I mean, he's down.
Why would you go walking if you didn't have to?
Yeah, that's how he feels. And I'm like, dude, we got to lose some weight. And he's like, no. So if I do start taking him on a walk, once we cross the street, he tries to keep coming back. He knows how to get back to the house, so he fights me with the leash. But I came up for a reason.
Steph, so this vest was light up and had your phone number on it?
She's gonna forget.
Yes.
Do they make it for single people? Because I need one for when I go out in public.
That was awesome. My name is Adam, and I am single, and blinks.
Please return me to my home.
Oh my gosh, Adam, we should have a party and get those and go out because where you're at, it's stuff to do down there, right?
Oh yeah.
I'll come down. I'm inviting myself. I'm gonna come down, and we're gonna bling out. But I don't know if we want to bling out with, dog collars and harnesses.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I was thinking more just a vest that had my phone number on it.
I'm sure we can come up with an alternative.
Although I'm just as open to coming to Piketon, Ohio.
Yes. Oh. We won't
get them started on that because they don't watch the case.
Mm-hmm.
I really want to do that case, but there's another case that I want to do even more, and that's the Timothy Jones Jr. case. He's the guy in North Carolina or South Carolina, killed all of his 5 kids. And then he drove them around in his car for a couple days. Yeah, it was a very, very sad situation. But I wanted to ask Deb about her date with
Steve.
Yes.
What do you want to ask me?
What it was like? Did Steve have a drink of alcohol?
Definitely, I'll tell you later.
Well, if he was on the table, stuff, I'm pretty sure.
I don't recall. I don't
care. I'm just like,
alcohol was not a big thing there. It was just like a nice bottle of wine with dinner.
In their memory, it wasn't.
Yeah, right. Deb's trying to tone down the evening from the real fun that they truly had.
I was more interested in what was on the mirror and the powder that was on the tables.
So, are you
listen? You're talking about me and Steve. No two people could be further away from that.
And so, do you never drink, Deb?
I do not drink. Not that I haven't ever drank, but I don't drink now.
Gotcha.
But I don't think there's anything wrong with drinking. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just a choice that I've made.
She hangs out with Sunny and I.
Yeah. I'm sorry, what?
She hangs out with Sunny and I.
I want to have a drink this weekend for my birthday. My sister, we're all going to go out and stuff. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I definitely want to drink this weekend. Because I cannot tell you the last time I had a drink.
Sounds like you did a minute ago, to be honest.
Steph, I had
that's Ambien.
Steph, I had a Bloody Mary last week, and it was the first time I'd had a drink like that in so long. It was so good.
I used to love Bloody Marys.
And I've been drinking one ever since.
Yeah.
And I like tequila. Those were my 2.
Can't say I do tequila.
I like vodka. Give me vodka and Red Bull. Mix them together. I'm good to go for the night.
Well, come CrimeCon next year in September, we'll all have to make Deb have a Bloody Mary and tequila.
Can we go? Do you think we could get a table and go to CrimeCon?
I don't know if I can get a table, but I
yes, we could. I think. Listen, that would be amazing for the channel. Like, I could go in with my channel and your channel, and we could do a table. I think what our tables? What 2,000?
Yeah, we can talk.
Table. We could dance on a table. Sure, I can do that.
I'm thinking. I could pick up. What I would do is I could pick up some. I'm losing my job on 12/1. That's why I've been in this damn depression. But
sorry about that. By the way,
I can when I get my real job that I want to get. I could pick up just some home care cases to pay for, splitting the table. And then get merch and all that stuff. I think it's in Orlando?
It's in Orlando, September. I have the dates.
So we still got a year. I got a year.
It's getting Sunny to come from Canada.
Well, if you were talking talking about the other side of frickin' the East Coast, I'm West Coast.
It's a long way.
No.
So if I'm going to go anywhere, it's going to be to Disney World.
That's in Orlando.
That's in Orlando.
Right. I'm going to jump over your table and head right on out the back door and hit up.
You can do Disney afterwards or before.
I'll go with you. Sonny, I'll go with you.
Yeah.
Sonny just doesn't think she could quite handle if she saw Gray in person.
No.
I love Gray. He's really nice at CrimeCon, I heard. And he was doing lives.
He was. I enjoyed them. I enjoyed them, actually.
I like Gray. I have finally I figured out how to speak with him, and he's cool as hell.
Do you have to be sassy back or nice?
What'd you say?
Do you have to be sassy back in order for him to like you, or do you have to be nice?
His thing is about don't say dumb things. Like if you're gonna say, like he wants precise information. So like he doesn't like people in his chat to be like, the thing is over there. He wants to know what thing is where. Like, what are you trying to tell me? And that stuff is what pisses him off.
I have no problem with Gray. He does like conversations to be relevant to what he's discussing, though.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
But I learn over there. I do learn.
He's incredible research.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. We probably wouldn't get along too well. Not unless he enjoys like fighting with me. That would probably work. Because sometimes you can meet someone and you have a feisty personality and you get along just fine.
Yeah.
But the same thing can happen though.
Let's be honest though, if we had a table at CrimeCon, we would spend the entire weekend with Deb going, "Where's Adam? Where's Adam?
Adam, get your ass back from Gray Hughes' table and get your ass over here."
Is he over there? Is he over there bothering Nancy Grace?
No.
Here's
what would happen. They would come to our table and say, "Can you come get Adam?"
We need to escort him out. He hasn't paid his ticket.
I still want to go. I want to go. Can you guys go?
I'm going. I'm definitely going to go. Even if I have to buy like a cheap ticket and go by myself. I wanted to get a table.
Yeah, I don't want to go there just to be a spectator, because if you have a table, you can go all over. Like, if you're a spectator, you can only go in at certain times, and you can't get, it's stupid. But if you got a table, you can go and like meet everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And did you see all the cool gadgets they have? Like, to protect yourself, they have like these.
I just want to go to the panels.
The what?
The panels.
What's that?
They have some incredible panels, like like when Sarah Turley and Kelsey German did a thing about the sisters of crime victims, and they did the Payne Lindsay did a whole thing. They did a Piketon one this year.
They did.
Yeah. John Ramsey was there.
Wow.
Well, John Ramsey, nice.
And Nancy Grace. I just want to,
I know. I don't want to brag because
I like her. I'm sorry. I like her. If my book was missing, I would want her on my side.
Nancy Grace did recently. She did a psychic reading with that Tyler, the Tyler boy. The
flamboyant. Yeah.
And I watched it, and I honestly saw a whole new side of Nancy. Nancy's feisty. Don't get me wrong; she's feisty.
Oh yeah.
When you watch that interview, you see this. Let me put it this way: I was in frickin' tears after I was watching that.
Really?
Was it about her fiance that?
It was.
Her fiance. It was mostly about her dad, actually.
Was it?
Oh, really?
Yeah. So maybe it's a different one you guys haven't seen, but it was just out recently, like just within the last weeks.
It was her fiance that was killed, right?
Yeah, I'll send you it's on YouTube. I think it's on YouTube.
So is it Tyler, the guy that goes to the famous people's house?
The blonde guy. Yeah, the blonde kid.
Deb and Adam. It's the one where she's handing him her dad's handkerchief.
Okay.
At the start of it.
I'm gonna have to look it up. I love that show.
Mm-hmm.
That kid's gifted.
Yeah. You know what? You can always tell a genuine from a fake in a sense. And again, people have gifts. We do, right? I can say that I have a, extra perception gift of people and stuff like that. Call it what you want, but there are people that are very much in tune with certain things. And who are we to say that people don't? If I want to say you don't.
Well, I'm that one that can say they don't, because I have the intuition that they don't.
Yeah, but some people, everyone has their own specialties in life. Again, right? Like I said, so who is anyone to say? So meaning it's up to every individual to decide what they want to believe or not believe. At the end of the day, I know that people are gifted, some more than others, obviously. So when I'm watching shows like that, I will look for the genuineness of it all. I will look to the heart of the person like I always do. And then I'll be like, okay, you know what? Like John Edwards. John Edwards is another person. I loved watching John Edwards.
I liked watching him too.
Yeah. So
I have a question. So if we were to go to CrimeCon, who are each of your top 3 people that you would fangirl out over seeing?
Oh, I need to.
Let's see.
It would be your. What was the question, Adam?
Say you went to CrimeCon,
Homicide.
who would be the 3 top people that you would be like kind of struck in to see?
Nobody.
There's not any true crime people that you admire and that you.
Oh, the one guy, the hot guy we always talk about.
Ken Maines.
Yes.
Ken Maines.
Oh.
All right.
And
you were still talking about Gray.
Oh yeah, well, definitely gonna be Gray, like more on a friend level. And then the other one would be goes along the lines of Ken. No, he's the profiler that John
Kelly.
Yes.
Oh,
he'd be mine.
He has some very incredible remarks to make about other channels.
Yeah.
Oh, he does.
Us.
Forensically.
Forensically rich.
What did you say?
He said our video. He talked about one of our videos and gave us a shout out and told people to go watch it. It was forensically rich.
I like that.
Yeah, he would be mine. John Kelly, Cop Facts, obviously.
Yes.
I'd like to meet Gonzo in person.
Yeah. Who was that just came to my mind? Because the thing is that I don't put anybody on a certain level. I don't really ever get struck by.
You admire people though.
But there's people I admire.
AWP.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
good. So let's go right there. Jared.
Yeah.
Stole my heart the minute I listened to him. Jared. So meaning that there's certain people that I definitely admire. You know, I mean, Oprah would probably starstruck me, to be honest with you.
I met her twice.
Of course you did. Shut up.
Well, I went to her show, so
yeah. Oh well.
I'm trying to think who Sonny's would be.
Carter. Eve White.
I'm trying to think who yours would be. Doug Carter could be there because
Doug Carter.
Yeah, he could.
It would. I don't know if I would approach them, but it would be really odd to see the Patties because they usually do have a table there.
Yeah, and they're real friendly.
If the case is not solved.
Well, I was going to say.
Let's hope they're not there yet next year.
I'd say Doug Carter. Then I'd drag him by his own ears, drag him to Frankfurt, and I'd be like, "Dude, get your ass over there.
Come on, we got to get you back to Indiana and get this fixed. Come on, let's go."
Doug Carter. Just because Doug Carter warms my heart when he speaks. Even like he's a very compassionate. Oh, that Grady guy. I'd like to see him.
Oh, the sheriff.
Yeah.
Yes. Ooh,
yeah.
Sheriff Grady. He's awesome.
I was waiting for Sonny to say.
I'm having deja vu. I'm having deja vu. You said this last time. I'm having deja vu.
I know, but who's the what's his name? The real macho, like kind of like cow that you would be like. Oh.
You did this last. Why am I having deja vu? Adam, it's like we had this conversation and I'm having deja vu so bad right now because I'm pretty sure.
Oh, Frank Meister. Okay.
Oh my God! I just spit out my tea on my brand new computer.
You would like to meet Cop Facts, Sonny.
Absolutely.
Or
oh my God, Cop Facts would be awesome.
I'd sit on his lap and let him tell me a story.
Yes,
I would push you off. I'd push you off.
The other cop you love. Your
buddy. Be like, "Hi, Grandpa. I want a story. Come, read me a story." And call him Grandpa.
Steve?
No. Before.
What? Who?
He's done stuff with Dylan Round's parents, Candace. Duty Run.
Oh, Duty Run.
I do not care for Dylan Round's mother. She gets on my nerves.
I would like to meet Nancy Grace. That's my
I think
ultimate
she's
number
a warrior.
Yeah, I do. I agree, Deb. Nancy Grace would be my number one. I mean, if like Mel from like Cold Truth was there.
I think that's one's out of realistic reach, Adam.
Do you have?
I've already met her face to face, Adam. Just wanted to remind you of that.
Yes, I know.
Go ahead, Steph. They're too busy gloating over there. What's up?
Do you have a crush on her, Adam?
Little bit.
Adam, she is more beautiful in person. I'm just telling you.
I know. Her spirit is the most beautiful thing in the world, but
her feet.
Her spirit.
Her what?
Her feet. Her spirit.
Her spirit.
That would be an odd thing for me to have thrown out in that
moment. Oh my God. The last boyfriend, he had a foot fetish. Like he would be like, "Oh, take a picture of your feet after I got my pedicure done."
Now you're sounding like Becky Klein.
Ambien says what? Keith Moore. I mean, if you heard Keith Morrison's voice, I couldn't help but be in awe of that.
You would also like to meet Tom Webster.
No, I mean,
I would.
I would.
I like the show.
I think he's so witty.
Yeah, he is.
Look at Adam. Adam was just joking. Take back those facials. Do like a rewind.
We know he's joking.
I mean, it's it'd be I'm sure I'll see him in a few years when I am him.
Oh my gosh, you guys! I gotta go to bed. I gotta be up in 4 hours.
Oh yeah, girl. I need to get off anyway because my husband wants to go to bed. He goes, "Promise me you're not going to be on late tonight." So it's been 2 hours.
My third would be Payne Lindsay. Sorry.
Who?
Oh, what about What about Grandma?
Grandma.
Blaine's mom.
Jeremy. You mean Jerry?
Oh.
No, Blaine's mom.
Wayne.
Blaine.
Who's Wayne?
Tot?
Oh, Blaine. Tot.
Tot. Yes, Tot. There was a link that you had on Facebook, and I went to click on it, but it wasn't letting me do anything. Did she make a new one?
We're still in works with it. They can't figure out why why it wouldn't accept donations. I was working with them today to figure it out. Worst comes to worst, Thursday we're going to release the
funeral
that's going to be direct to the funeral home, so that you can direct to the cost of the funeral.
That's what it
for some reason, it wasn't letting them set up the GoFundMe, and I couldn't troubleshoot them because they're going through a lot of stuff. So.
Mm-hmm.
But I know several people tried to donate to Nate and couldn't.
Because I went through it and I was like,
yeah.
This was my fear about giving money through PayPal or Cash App, one of those.
This was the GoFundMe, so.
I mean, this was when we were last night, because I was going to do it through the PayPal, and then I thought, well, it's going to be Ashley's the one that's going to have access to it, which giving a drug addict right out of rehab.
So we sent. So we took the money that was Sunny got last night from PayPal. She transferred it to me, and I transferred it to the family directly because they didn't have
not to Ashley.
Canada.
I don't want anyone to send me any more PayPal money towards Blaine's funeral costs. We did it last night again, and then I used PayPal. I asked Todd if she had PayPal. She said no. I have Venmo and Cash App, and I'm like, well, I'm from Canada. I don't have that. Anyways, we discussed it with Andrew because I said, Andrew, you got PayPal? Anyways, bottom line is Andrew wasn't really had access or couldn't remember, but what's his name? Andrew had Venmo. So I transferred the money to Adam through PayPal, and then he transferred it over to Andrew tonight. So thank you very much for those 3 donations from yesterday. They went there with Andrew, and then he will disperse it over to Todd. But so we don't want anyone donating anything. That was only yesterday's thing.
As of Thursday, we will we'll link it so you can donate directly to the funeral home.
Okay,
absolutely.
Good.
But that's the message. That's the amount I sent to the family today from PayPal from last night.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, that was just to help them get it rolling.
Yeah. I don't know how much does PayPal even take? Because at the end of the day, it was like $148 Canadian, I believe it was. And then when I because they always take their little amounts along the way, of course.
Yeah.
They do. Yeah,
I sent the exact amount you sent me. I paid a couple dollars to have it put in my account.
Yeah, I paid like $2.99 American.
But I just fronted the right. But I just still sent the full amount.
The full amount. Gotcha. Either way, thank you so much for doing that. Again, we'll drop the link when we get it for the funeral home, which is perfect, right? Then it's going exactly directly to the funeral home for the funeral costs for Blaine. That's exactly the part that costs the most. And so thank you to anyone that will and has donated for Blaine Nelson. And Blaine Nelson, final words, you guys, because Blaine Nelson, mine will be, I love you, buddy. You'll always be in my heart and in my memory. And I'll always remember to think about you, talk about you, commemorate you along the way. And thank you for being part of our lives and teaching us what you did. We appreciate it. Shit. Okay, somebody else.
Mine would be, yes, we do love you, and praying for your family. And someday I know I'll see you in heaven.
Can you guys do something so we can all make sure their kids' Christmas is good?
I want to send out love and light and prayer to the family and his friends because they're hurting. Well, to all of us, actually. And for Blaine, I just want to honor him. He was such an unique, kind, loving man that wanted to teach others where he came from and how he was conquering it to help prevent other people from going down that path. And he did it in such a way that people were drawn to him because he was laughter, he was full of joy, and there'll never be another Blaine in this world. He was really, really, really special, and I'm like Deb. I know that I will see Blaine in heaven because he had given his heart to Jesus.
Yeah,
and I gave my heart to Jesus.
Thing is he made us very clear about his past. You know that he told us things that we didn't expect to even hear. So we are very much aware of Blaine's past, and we accepted him for that. And because Blaine, honestly, the smile on his face when he was like, like when after he came on the channel and us helping him get his own channel started, he was excited. He was so happy about making a difference in that. And again, he smiled. So you know what? At the end of the day, Blaine was my friend.
Yeah.
And I'll forever remember him from the channel, but most importantly, that he came into my life, our lives, and he was making a difference. And he was making a difference to us and to others. And he was, he might not have been truthful and obviously to us and that he wasn't fine. But he was always just a very forthright person. And I always appreciate that. And that's it. Blaine, love you, dude. And I'm going to miss you so badly. How could anyone take away from that? Is beyond. So, anyways, Adam.
Like I said, Blaine had lived a rough life. Blaine was an ex-gang member that had been a recovering addict and current addict and recovering addict, and our lives could not have been more different. But Blaine embraced me, and a lot of guys in rural Indiana with the life experience he'd had would not look at a guy like me and just without question wrap his arms around me and encompass me and make me feel like I was his equal, and that he was no more of a man than I, and I appreciate that, and I'll never forget it. And all I can say is that if I ever end up running someplace that we're in together again someday, I got your back, Blaine.
Oh.
Absolutely.
Well, when you're in the prison in Indiana, I'm sure he'll show up for you.
Well, I'm in heaven.
Well, they probably have an Indiana prison that you can play in.
Because I plan on having a good role there too. I'm playing. No, but no, I love you, Blaine, and
Yeah, we get to heaven. We'll still have to do our YouTube nights.
Well, I might have some. I might have some like work and apology to do first, but
That's all forgiven.
we'll wait for Sunny.
We praying. Okay, Lord, please get her in here.
I'm gonna sneak her in the back door.
And wait a second. I just wanted to pull up his picture one more time before we end the live. For Buddy. Let's see. Where's a good photo? Here's a good photo.
Whoever in the chat before that, we don't worry. When Christmas comes, that's always down the road. But when Christmas comes, even if it's privately without anyone knowing, we'll make sure that something's done.
Yeah, for their kids. Like,
absolutely.
Not everything has to be public.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
I would love though to go there and give that to them. I used to do that on Christmas morning for our church when I was in junior high. We would pick up meals in presents, and I loved it. It was a great experience that my mom had me do.
Yeah. Oh, I love that picture of him. I can't remember whose wedding that was, but I love that. There's a picture of him and Ashley together that's really pretty.
Great colors. Great colors. It's red. And I remember the big bush that he had.
It's weird to see his beard so trimmed. Every picture I came across, like it felt so weird to see. But
what was this for? Was this?
I believe they were going to a function or a wedding. There's a couple of pictures of him and Ashley that day, and I think it might have been a wedding, but I can't remember.
Blaine. I just looked at this response and Blaine says to this guy, I ain't rip you off. We spoke about this. I told you I would pay you back. The guy says, you remember ripping me off? Hopefully you get that job and do right and pay your mistakes. I'm like, dude. Blaine. I'm just looking at Blaine's comments and I'm like, yep, that's what, when you talk to me, yep, I'm going to miss that dude.
Yeah.
It's so hard. I have a hard time staring at him just because it's just like yesterday, obviously. Those big cheeks. Oh, God, I'm going to miss that guy, dude. Shit.
I can't believe it. Oh, I don't. Are there people still in chat? Like, ask questions?
Really?
Yeah.
I'll ask tomorrow.
Yeah. What do you want to ask? I got to get going here, but one last thing.
I'll ask tomorrow. If there's people. I'll ask you tomorrow.
Okay. Me tomorrow? Or?
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll be back Wednesday, everyone.
Okay.
Yeah.
I won't be here. I'll be on a soccer field somewhere.
Oh, Debbie.
How many more weeks, Deb?
I told you that's where
we have three more games. If we win the next game, if we win the next two games, we'll be in the finals.
We want Deb.
I want my son to have a good experience. Yeah, we want to win. We want to win. So yeah. So 3 more games, maybe 4, 5, or 6.
So we're definitely solving Delphi on Wednesday. Deb, I mean, seriously, we promise.
I hope you do. That would be awesome.
Mm-hmm. Okay, you guys, need to get out of here. You guys take care.
All right.
Like and share. And Steffa, thank you for joining us.
Right.
Ashley, thank you for coming on. Steffa Robertson, thank you for coming on. Steffa, I hope you had a great birthday. And
you guys, thank you.
Love you, girl. And
love you guys.
Metal Mama Michelle, hope you're feeling better. And Ray Jones, thank you very much, Carol. I can't remember. She said she made a comment there that I laughed at. But anyways, Shimpy. I don't know who that name is. Shimpy. Hi, Shimpy. Yorkie, etc., etc. Thank you guys.
If you do have someone in your life you're worried about or you suspect is going through something, just reach out. It doesn't take any effort. And if you don't hear back or you don't get the response you like, reach out again.
Yeah. Okay. Love you guys. Love you guys so much. Again, we'll see you on Wednesday night. You guys take care. Thank you guys for being loving, caring, and supporting to this channel. And to the ones that aren't, too bad, you know. But thank you so much. Take care, guys.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Rest in peace.